Hello and a very good evening, good afternoon, welcome back to Crafters TV. Indeed, if you are joining us for the first time today, you are very welcome. My name is Ben Moseby, thank you for tuning in. If you have been with us all through the day today, hopefully you've enjoyed it from this morning's sneaky peeky wake up call to another award-winning craft-along earlier on where even little old me got involved and produced something rather fantastic, if I do say it so myself. Words got out because our Susie on the socials was chatting about it before the show started. I sent her a picture and she said, gorgeous, thank you so much. They'll make a crafter out of me yet. So if you have been with us, you'll have had some fun. If you have just joined us for the first time today, let me just tell you straight off the bat, we are continuing with our 12 days of Craftmas, where each and every day up till the 12th, we are bringing you a different deal. Now, yesterday's was amazing. Previous days have been brilliant. We've given you free gifts. We've given you extra bonus points, all of these kind of things. Today's is brilliant, and already loads of you have taken advantage of this. Bottom of your screen, 25% off Gemini machines. It excludes the rose gold one. However, it does this time include 25% off the foil press as well, which is not a deal that we did during the Black Friday event. So if you did miss out on the 25% off, maybe you came to the deal a little bit too late and you're like, missed it. 25% off, whether you're thinking about getting a MIDI, whether you're thinking about getting the Pro, whether it's the Gemini, whether it's the Junior, whether it's the foil press. However, that deal is only applicable up until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning here in the UK. 3 a.m. Eastern time, so please grab it while you can. We will have another deal for you tomorrow. Now, we are here for Creative Cravings, and I'm looking forward to this show actually because we have got some superb products lined up. Literally one of the biggest sets I think I've ever seen over my side of the studio with the Enchanted Dreams collection. We've also got some unbelievable deals coming your way on cut and emboss folders. 2 separate products for you. However, your opportunity to mix and match there. We've got the colour blend pencils on the show. We've got Get It Got It Good. We've also got a brilliant hero tool, and if you missed yesterday's launch of Craft Kit number 43, we'll be recapping on that throughout the show too. But you're wanting some inspiration straight off the bat, I know. Well, to give you that inspiration, here she is, one of the most, probably the most talented person when it comes, no, I'm saying this, when it comes to the craft alongs, because the lady over here taught this guy to craft basically. So I'm putting it out there. One of the most amazing, brilliant crafters you'll ever wish to meet is the headmistress of craft. It's Jan. You're Yoda, I'm Luke Skywalker.
Oh, right, okay.
You're like the Jedi Master, and I'm becoming the young apprentice, the young Padawan
honestly,
learner.
It's brilliant to be able to have this platform to do that, though. We were saying earlier, as an educator, which I've worked in education now for a long time, not only do I get to come and do what I love as a job, which is, I don't call it work anymore, you've heard me say that before, but still having that ability to teach and just seeing the enjoy, because obviously you guys are all at the other side of our camera and I know that you're all having fun. You send me your photos, so I know you've been joining along. But just to see Ben work this afternoon and actually the enjoyment that he got out of it, being able to finish that project, that he was a bit nervous when we started about doing it from scratch, because normally I have bits prepared for him. And honestly, did a fantastic job, Ben. And the bit I love about it is that he's now taking those skills home and he's actually doing that with his children, and I just think that's how crafting's born. That is literally how I got into it, and then it just sort of barrels out. Beware, because it just barrels out of control.
I love that.
And all those people watching us will agree, because it does just get very addictive, and you need more, and you need more, and you must have that, and you've got to have that. And before you know it, Ben, you'll need a craft room. I'm telling you. Watch this space. You heard it here first.
I'll have to move house
Ben
if I do.
Moseby needs a craft room.
Anyway, what have we got coming up?
I've got some gorgeous inspiration, and like you said, there's a really nice collection of products on here tonight. When I saw the listing for the show, it was like, oh, which which one shall I do first? So I actually launched some of these, and I've had the privilege of working with them on a couple of occasions, and they are absolutely adorable. They're so easy to make a really nice card with. They're almost like the creator card of embossing folders because it does the work for you. So again, you can see there with those butterflies that you've got elements that cut away from the actual design. So with the wings on the butterfly, they all lift out. You can pop underneath there, you know, it might be glitter card, it might be vellum, it could be an ink background that you've created under there, could be little photos peeking through underneath. So that one's butterflies. We've also got those interlocking hearts, absolutely gorgeous. I've got a really nice demo coming up with these shortly. We've got those lovely flourishing flowers, that one, yep. So again, all the petals are all left loose and cut, and then you've got the embossed detail in there as well. Yeah. Then we've got the spring blooms. That one I think is striking. Gorgeous. I love that sample. Who did that one? Nicola did. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. I just love, you know, simple black card with embossing folder in the background, and then that sort of definition picked out with the metallic pens, and then just cutting those flowers again. Really, really effective. But then again, you know, sort of going very autumnal there with those interlocking circles.
I barely recognised that, but you demoed with that earlier on.
Yeah,
night and day.
Totally different, wasn't it, to what we did earlier? Yeah. And then again, you've got those gorgeous interlocking squares as well there. So again, just very different, all right, but done just with acetate behind. And just paper piecing a few of those bits back in with some rose gold mirror card. Really, really cleverly done. So that's the collection of 6 of the sort of the newer ones. And then we also launched the first set, and these were the ones that I launched. We had the circle apertures, the square apertures, and the hearts. Now I've just had a look through my box, and for some reason we don't have any heart ones. But we're going to have a look at those little circles. So again, whether you want to use these horizontally or whether you want to do them, you know, portrait, just perfect for popping something inside those little windows. And I'm going to show you a demo later on with these where we can completely change it up. You know that I like chopping things up, so we're going to go sort of very different with it, but again doing it in that vertical orientation there. Whatever you fancy, whatever embellishments you've got, again it could be vellum behind there. Just look at that one with the squares there. Let me just get it the right way up there. But yeah, using elements from our chinoiserie collection, yes. So again, you know, though that paper is absolutely gorgeous in there, just sort of really highlights. And you've got the chevrons on this one. The circles had the polka dots, and I know we've passed it, but I still love this one. That's really I just think again a really, really effective use of those little panels. So that's the apertures. Yeah. We've also got another of my favourites, and that's those panel dies, those lovely layering panel dies. So again, we've got those gorgeous peacock feathers. We're going to start with this one. Demoing. So again, you know, just there we did a craft along with these where we did the slide and pop. I think you did that with me as well, didn't you, Ben?
Don't remind me of that one, Jen.
Yep. We had a little issue with it not sliding and not popping, didn't we? For just a few minutes.
It slid, but it didn't pop.
But again, look at this. Absolutely gorgeous on there. We've got those entwining vines, and then we've got the butterflies. Wow. And then last but not least, like Ben says, that massive collection there, we've got those Enchanted Dreams. So again, if you like the fantasy kind of element, just look at this with the unicorns, the fairies. If you were watching earlier, you'd see me demo with that gorgeous little stamp there. You know, it may be that you just want to decorate using some of those little flutterbys. And then the last one, we've got the embossing folder in the back of there with that unicorn as well. Some really, really nice, as I say, sort of things to play with tonight. It was, saw the listing. It was like, oh, where shall I start? Where shall I start?
Where shall we start? We'll be starting very shortly indeed. If you've got any questions, comments, do get those through. A few little hellos already. Hi to Pammy, who's in from New York. Mary's in from Maine. Coletta is in from sunny Kansas. Treasure Heart is in from Texas. Jeffrey's in saying, good afternoon here in New Hampshire. We had a good dusting of snow last night. It's only -2 today. Warm. Carol's in from Queensland, Australia. Mary Pat's in from Montana. Heidi says hello from, how do you pronounce where you're from, Heidi? Is it Boise? Boise, Boise, Idaho. Love to see Jan today. She is a great teacher. Anne on Facebook says, the force is strong with you, Ben.
The force is strong with me. Jan, a great teacher she is.
Pam says, I have to go back and watch you, Ben. I'm sure it was fantastic. Ben did a wonderful job on the craft along, says Treasure Heart. Thank you. And well done to Scrapbook Nuts 2002, who says, I've just reached platinum Saturday when my husband had me place a big order for our 28th wedding anniversary. Aww. And thank you, Susie. Apparently it's Boise, Idaho. Boise.
Sounded like Yoda you did. Let's see what we've got coming up on the show.
Okay, here we go. Some of the most popular items so far today, indeed, this week, the Get It Got It Good. This is the Essential Card and Adhesive Selection. Basically what you're going to get with this, a little bit of everything that you need, from your white stamping card through to your matte black and craft card stock. You've then got your watercolour card in there too, plus some of your Nina. So it's 181 sheets in total. And we're going to be giving you your all-purpose and tacky glue. I wanted to say that's got the 3D glue in it as well, but I might possibly be wrong. Yeah, we haven't got the picture. You do get the 3D glue with that as well, 3D Kalao glue. £34.39 is your platinum price, or $54.39. That is the Get It Got It Good deal, which is available for you this week up until the end of play Sunday, or while stocks last. Now, the Enchanted Dreams complete collection, here it is in picture form. I mean, we almost need widescreen to fit that in, because seriously, there is so much within that, from dies to stamps to embossing folders to paper pads. There's 12x12, 6x6. There's also an 8x8 vellum pad in there as well. I mean, there is absolutely tons to get through, and we'll try and show you that in more detail later on. You even get foam in there to be able to create your flowers. It is a huge collection. If you want to go and mix and match, go for individuals, you can, but the main value for money is in that full collection. £110.59 platinum, or $144.10 if you're shopping with us in the US. That's your free shipping as well. If you've already got this, or if you're a savvy shopper and you're thinking, I'm getting it tonight, but I know I'm going to run out of the papers and the vellum, we've got this bundle for you as well, which is all about giving you the 12x12, 6x6 and the vellum as well. That is £21.59 or $29.98 if you're a platinum member. Again, if you've already bought the collection and you're running out, it's a good time to stock up and grab those. And then the embossing folders that we've got on the show. So again, we'll see these in more detail later on, but you've got the slimline cut and emboss folder collection. There's 6 elements in total here that you can see on your screen. You saw a few of those with Jan just a few moments ago, but you've got your beautiful florals in there. There's butterflies. You've also got the one in the middle. I absolutely love the interlocking squares. £47.97 for that collection if you're platinum, or $54.24. And then the other collection that we've got of cut and emboss folders is this one here, which gives you your squares, your circles and your hearts. All of these you get for £23.98 or $27.12. However, if you like maybe one or two of that collection, and there's one or two you like of the other collection, we're doing a mix and match across the cut and emboss folders tonight, where you can get 3 for £33 or $38. Right. Let's get on and show you these beautiful decorative panels, and I will quickly rattle through these, because I know already we're 15 minutes into the show. I don't know where the time goes, honestly. And these are gorgeous. The layering decorative panel collection, you're going to get 16 sheets of Nina cardstock with these. And I suppose, like, whether you're going to be using these, I'll go through these fairly quickly, but you've got your beautiful, elegant butterflies, and whether you're going to be using these as just like a background for a particular card, they're going to be amazing. Whether you're going to use them as like a focal point, I think this one works really well on this little card that we've got here. Just literally cutting it out, changing, the colours around, adding a little sentiment and embellishment. It's a really cute, like, minimalist card, isn't it?
I think that's a great sort of generic background. We always struggle with those with sympathy cards, Ben.
Yeah.
I think that just that on there with the sentiment, I think it's perfect for that kind. It fits that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, with sympathy. It's just, you don't have to have anything fancy, do you?
Absolutely not. And it's the same again. I mean, this is completely the other end, totally uber fancy. But this was the die that we used for that.
It was
pop-up,
for the slide and pop. Yeah, it's my favourite. I must admit, we're not supposed to have favourites, but I do love. And you'd not be surprised to know that that's what's sat in front of me, ready to demo.
I knew it. But again, how gorgeous is that?
That looks beautiful, doesn't it, with those colours? Yeah.
Adding a few embellishments. Again, if you've enjoyed things like the Peacock collection, the Masquerade collection, potentially that would work beautifully with. And then this here, the perfect peonies. I mean, my goodness me, that's just screaming, isn't it, to be paper pieced. If you wanted to do that. And again, this is a really great example of how that can be a super focal point for a nice sort of think in the view card. They're super versatile. You'll get 16 sheets of Nina cardstock with your collection as well, and it's all £35.8p or $43.60 if you're grabbing that from us this evening. But let's get looking. We did say we'd get into a demo, and I think we all know which we're looking at with Jan, because he's just told us the peacock feathers.
We're going to start out with those, and again, keep it relatively straightforward. So you're looking at approximately 6 by 4 inches on the majority of these dies. So nice sort of focal point to work with. You don't have to do much more again to your card other than actually die cut this and pop it on the front with a sentiment. So again, we're going to cut this just out of some matte black card, and then I'm going to bring in the good old gilding waxes, and just have a play with that. So I'm just going to pop this on with just a little bit of tape, and we're going to run this through our Gemini and get it cut out. All right, I'm just going to take that top section off there because we don't need it that long. And then literally pop this in between, and you can see that they fit comfortably on those junior plates, so they will go through your MIDI, a thin metal die, normal shims in there, top cutting plate, and we're going to pass that one through our Gemini. Now I've already got one of these cut, and I'm going to stick the two of them together to make it a little bit more rigid from the point of view it being a topper element for our card.
Yes.
So literally we're going to take this second one, and then I'm going to use my dotty tape pen and actually stick the two of them together. So let's just get the tape and release that one, and then I'm going to bring in the die brush again, because this is a great way to sort of loosen the die from the cardstock, especially when you've got lots of little intricate pieces. When you look how delicate the edge of that die is, you don't want to sort of pull the die and end up tearing it. So use the die brush over the front, and then I tend to turn it over and actually release this now, just taking care from the back, and then take it out of that, and we've got the outside piece. And then if there are any little bits left in there, we can just use our pokey tool then to actually just take those extra pieces out of the die. So I'm just going to take those out, and then, as I say, I'm going to use the double-sided dotty tape pen and literally pop these two together before we do any more work. And with the cardstock being the matte black cardstock's 300 GSM, so it gives you a really nice sort of weighted piece then to use as a topper on the front of your card. And I often do this with die cuts. It's so simple to do because you've die cut it. You know that they are literally going to overlay each other perfectly.
Yeah.
So let's just get those last couple of bits out of there, out of the die, and just take that one. You just think you've got them all, and then there's another one.
I find it very satisfying poking the bits out.
Yeah,
I've got to be honest
honestly,
with you. It's very therapeutic.
I
really enjoy it.
It's one of those things that either somebody loves or hates. I don't mind it, I must admit.
It's getting the bits out of the die. If you ever get any bits left in the die, I quite enjoy.
So again, I'm just going to take my dotty tape pen there, and I'm literally just very lightly going to run this again in the same direction as the die pieces. So again, I would never come in from this side and risk lifting these up.
Yeah.
Always go in the same direction that they're sort of wanting to work. And again, out towards the edges rather than coming in from the edge. I'm literally following the line of the design there. Make sure we've got plenty on there, because I want these two to stay together when we do the rest of the work on the card. So again, just make sure we've nothing on there. And as I say, because they've been die cut, you know that they're just going to layer on top of each other absolutely perfectly. So just get those lined up. And as long as you've got that first bit in place, the rest of it should just lay down onto the top there.
Beautiful.
Make sure that one's lined up as well there.
I still marvel at how much detail we get into our dies. I mean,
Honestly,
that's phenomenal.
it is, and you know, you would never be able to do this with a pair of scissors, or I mean, I'm no good with a craft knife. I only use it when I absolutely have to. I'm all right to cut a square out, to take the middle part, you know, to sort of gut the cardstock and be a bit more frugal with it. I can cope with that, but as for doing detailed work like this, no chance. So I'm just going to get rid. I've just got a couple of little dots on there that I don't want to stick to the rest of it, and then what we're going to do is I'm going to bring in a couple of colours of our gilding wax. I've got the king gold and the silver because these work nicely together. So what we're going to do is use the silver as a background one.
Yes.
And you can blend the gilding waxes. So again, for anybody that hasn't come across these are actually a sort of furniture quality wax polish, and it's a case of popping it on your finger, but then as if you're trying to get it off, you want as little as possible, and then just lightly over the top of the cardstock, and all it will do is highlight that card.
Do you always use your index finger when you use gilding wax?
I used to use the middle one, but more recently I found that I've actually got sort of more control with that index finger. So yeah, I have actually started swapping from that one to that one. I don't know what made me try, but yeah, I've just found I've got a bit more control over it.
Georgina!
Oh dear.
Sorry, Georgina's just really thrown me there, saying that Debbie Fisher likes to use her middle finger. I mean, seriously, for using the gilding wax. I see what you mean. I see what you mean.
And then we're going to you can tell this is my favourite one because this I can actually see the bottom of the jar.
Yes.
This is the original jar that I bought way back when I was working at the store.
You're joking me.
And this is my favourite one. If you look at the silver, there's a lot more left in the silver jar. I can actually see the bottom of the jar.
Wow, yes.
You can see the glass. Yeah. So honestly, I must be like, this must be 5 years in, and that's how little of it you use. So again, I'm not worried about that contamination. I'm going to take the gold one out, and again, it's as if you're trying to get it back off your finger. Get as much off as possible, because if you go in here and then on here, you're just going to get a big fingerprint. And that's not necessarily the look that we're going for. If that's what you're wanting to achieve, absolutely fine. But I would just want to go with that delicate touch, and I'm just going to take the gold into the centres of those sort of feathers there, leave the rest of it silver, and just highlight those centre pieces there with the gold, and they do blend together beautifully. They really do.
As of late last week, we did have all 5 of the colours of the gilding wax available. They were all back in stock. So do have a look on the website. I'm not 100% sure if that is the case, but we'll double check. But we do have the gilding waxes
very quickly.
It does, yeah, it does.
And I know from working in the store, the silver one was the one that we struggled to keep on the shelf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that always sold out first. Yeah, I'm not quite sure why, but yeah, I don't know whether there was less of it, but yeah, we really struggled to keep that one in stock when I was working at Chesterfield. It was always the first one to sell out.
What gold were you using there, Jan?
That was king gold. That was actually the king gold, which is like a rich, warm gold.
They are all in stock. I've done my own work. They were definitely in stock at the back end of last week. They are still in stock, all 5 in a bundle with 20% off. So if you want to grab and stock up, now is a good time.
So what I'm going to do is just flick that into the light, and there is a certain amount of sheen on it there when you've done it, but just take a nice soft cloth, be gentle again, remember those edges, but this is actually intended to be buffed. And if I do that middle section there and show you, it does make quite a difference, and I think it's worth doing. Just gently sort of rubbing it. It doesn't rub it off. It dries extremely quickly. But if we have a look at this sort of outside edge here now, and see if we can get that in the light, compared to that middle section, look at the luster now.
Oh yes.
On that middle, can you see the difference there?
Yeah, you really can.
This is coloured, but it's still quite dull, whereas that middle one's got that beautiful sheen to it. So it is worth just spending a second or two with a soft cloth. Don't use kitchen paper, because all it does is just take the surface off the kitchen paper, and you end up with, and I know this because I've tried it, you know, it wants to be something nice and soft rather than you know, the kitchen towels or the blue roll, anything like that.
The good question which is coming, I guess it's to do with the fact that they're so delicate, but Victoria asks, would the delicate dies cut through 2 pieces of paper or card instead of gluing 2 together, or is it the fact that they're so delicate?
It depends on the card stock. To cut through 2 pieces of 300 GSM card stock, I think you would need the metal shimming at least to make sure that you've got that metal to metal contact when the pressure forces it through your cardstock. If it was something like Nina cardstock, I wouldn't hesitate to cut 2 at once. But I think 300 GSM, you've got a chance that the underneath layer wouldn't cut through properly, and then you're into that situation where you've got to try and line that die up on the second one, hope it cuts in the same place and doesn't move. So I personally prefer to do it twice, but as I say, anything less than 300, if it was, for example, one of the papers from the paper pads, or like I said, the textured cardstock isn't as heavy, then yes, I would definitely go for the 2 at once, not a problem. So what we're going to do with that then is we're going to use that and make it into a card there. So what I've done is I've decided to go black with the card blank on this one. And again, I've been chopping things up, you know, I'm known for chopping things up. So my card currently looks like so. And then I'm going to pop a piece of acetate in the centre there. So this one I've just started the corner because it does have that protective layer on it, which I left on while it was in transit. So if it looks cloudy, you can see there that definitely was sort of like a cloudy rather than clear. If it's cloudy, it's more often than not got the protective layer on it. Now it doesn't always have, so just, you know, be mindful. I usually just try a little corner with the pokey tool on either side, and if it should lift relatively easy if it's got the coating on it. And then what I've done is I've popped a piece of thin red line tape on the back of here, and I've also popped a piece on the back of this one. And what we're going to do is line this up with the bottom of the card, and then I want to pop that piece of acetate just in behind there, just low enough that it sticks to that one. And then I'm going to fold this one down so that we're actually creating our card blank with that nice sort of window element in the centre there, so you can just see through the acetate into the middle of the card. He's not with me, is he? Where have you gone, George? There we are. Thank you. I thought he'd left the building for a second then. All right, so you can just see where we've got that sort of nice clear element. So then it was like, right, what am I going to pop inside? So I've created my own insert, and it's funny actually, Ben, because you've just mentioned this. I wanted something to echo the front, and you just mentioned the Masquerade collection. It's got those gorgeous feather dies in there. So I've gone for a piece of silver glitter card, taken out the centre. This is about the good as my skills with a craft knife comes. This is it. Yep. I've not gone to grade 2 yet. I'm just still on grade 1 there, taking a square out the back. I'm good. And then I've literally die cut some of those feathers and just stuck them and trimmed the edges to give that effect that we've got something going on there. So I'm literally going to pop this in the back. I've stamped out the happy birthday, and then we're going to use that beautiful topper piece to create the front of the card. So again, just using the tape pen there in the back of that piece there, and we're going to pop this inside. And again, I've just cut it that fraction smaller. I nearly always work with a 1/4 of an inch increment, which gives you basically an 1/8 of an inch border all the way around. So we've got that inside now. And then I've created a couple of mats and layers to go top and bottom. So this is just some scraps out of my box again that I'd got, but I've gone with the silver glitter card and then a piece of gold, and then, as I say, just some out of the scrap box that I'm still trying to use up. And to be honest, every time I look in it, I think it's not going down. I keep trying my best to take bits out of it, but it is not going down at all. So whether I keep adding extra bits in, I'm not sure. But
can I just quickly, because I know there's someone very special watching right now. I think this would be a good point to read this message. There's a message come through from Vanessa. It's Nanny! We've tuned in during bath time and Toby just keeps telling me that it's Nanny on screen.
Oh, bless him. Toby Bear, Nanny loves you, darling, if you're watching. Oh, bless him.
It's Nanny.
He lost his Nanny the other day, bless him. We were up at the caravan. Yeah, we were closing it all down for the winter. And we were getting ready. And I'd been in the bathroom to clean my teeth. And he came to find me.
Yeah.
And he went back into the lounge area to see Mummy. And while he was in there, I nipped to the loo. So when he went back in the bathroom, I'd gone. And he came back, lost my nanny, the hands and everything. He was like, he didn't know where I'd gone. I says, I'm down here. But yeah, absolutely, love him to bits.
Nanny's in the TV
now. Nanny, yeah, he thinks it's hilarious when Nanny's in the TV, yeah. Because he's a little square-eyed monster, honestly. He loves his TV.
Bless him.
So yes, we're going to go back, bring it back in the building, and we're going to use this one now as our topper for that section there. And obviously we've got a little bit sticking out here, so I just popped another sentiment, and we're going to go on your special day, just to make sure that that bit behind, it looked a bit odd with this showing through from underneath. So again, I'm going to go back to that dotty tape pen, and I'm just going to coat the back of this with some dots to stick onto the front of the card there, because it's going to stick to the two pieces of cardstock. This will work absolutely fine there. Oh, bless him.
I know. Hey, maybe the youngest viewer.
Maybe.
To, Crafters TV.
I know. Okay, would you believe he's 2 in February? I don't know where. I can still remember standing here saying that he was due. You know, we were going to get through Christmas, and then the next big event was baby. Yeah, and now he's nearly 2. It's like, where the heck did that go?
Wow.
Yes.
So he's 18, 19 months?
22 months.
Oh, yeah, so
22
February.
months, yeah. He was born at the 10th of February, yeah. But yeah, honestly, he's just become our world so quickly. It was like, what did we do without him? What did we do all day when we didn't have him, you know?
Yeah.
And of course, he spends a couple of days with us when Mum's gone to work, so we do see him regularly.
And it is that old saying, they grow up so quickly, don't they?
Honestly,
they grow up so quickly. It seems like 5 minutes ago, mine were that
such a little treasure, yeah, it really is. So again, you know, just keeping that relatively straightforward, letting that die do all the work there, and literally on your special day, and then just the happy birthday inside to echo that sentiment there on the front.
Wow.
Okie dokes.
Nanny is on point today.
Oh, bless him.
I tell you what, with these collections, beautiful, Jan, says Mary. Marisol says, how sweet. Brenda says, good going, Nanny.
Oh, bless him, honestly.
I really love the feather, says Eleanor. And loads of you just saying how much you love this collection. The feather dye is lovely, says Fred171 on YouTube. Mary Pat, gorgeous feathers. And read the Gilding wax as well. Alicia says, I've just completed my collection and picked up the Renaissance Gold. If you want to go for the Gilding wax, it is available as a bundle of 5 on our website, all colours back in stock. However, this is the collection that we're focusing on right now, your layering delicate panel dye collections. That beautiful peacock dye, of course, is within this collection. On top of that, you'll get these stunning butterflies. You've got the beautiful entwining vines as well. Add to that the peacock dye that we've just seen, absolutely off the chart stunning, and then you've got that gorgeous perfect peonies dye too. Within the deal as well, don't forget you will get 16 sheets of your Nina cardstock thrown into this bundle. Everyone's saving £13 or $16 and change. It's £35 and 8 pence if you're a platinum member, or $43.60 if you're shopping with us in the US. Don't forget as well, worth bearing in mind and remembering that the machines are 25% off only until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning here in the UK, or at 3 a.m. Eastern time. And talking to the machines, Kieran on Facebook says, I couldn't resist the bargain prices and I've treated myself to a Gemini MIDI. Yes, Kieran. Excellent. All of the cool cats have got the MIDI. But they're all available with 25% off. You'll have a lot of fun, because the great thing about our machines are, whether you go for the electronic or whether you go for the manual, you're still going to get that same level of pressure to get that great cut, to get that great emboss each and every time you use them. Honestly, they're phenomenal. Talking of phenomenal, we've got the cut and emboss folders, and these are brilliant And I don't know whether, I suppose I must have heard Jan say it, or I've heard somebody else say it, because I always say it about these as well. You know, we have our creator card dies when it comes, well, creator card dies. These are like the embossing folder version of those, aren't they?
Yeah, that's how I summed it up, because you don't need to do a lot more other than add your sentiment to it. That's pretty much what we're going to do,
and they are phenomenal. If I just show you through all of these, I've got a few cards which I can sort of bring out to show you too, but your butterfly delight. So you've got your folder there, and of course within the folder you've got your bits of metal that are going to do that cutting for you as well. And I love this one for the fact that you've got that gorgeous emboss of the sort of vines and foliage in the background, all the detail of the emboss on the wings of the butterfly. But this one here again, you can just simply pop up the wings of the butterfly. So whether you wanted to sort of layer that, you know, on a different colour cardstock, some glitter card under there, it's entirely up to you. You know, these are great for making like your shaker cards with as well. And also just the fact that you've got so many different designs within this collection, because there's beautiful butterflies in here. You've got this one here, which is your flourishing flowers. And again, I mean, how gorgeous is that card there? So super simple, but just really, really effective. And once again, you can just tease those petals up just to create even more of a 3D effect. You know, a simple case of a bit of matting and layering, add a little sentiment onto there, and that is just an absolutely beautiful best wishes, birthday card, whatever it might be. Also within this collection, you've got even more florals, the spring blooms. This one here, is it, was it the last one? Hang on a minute. No, it was this one. Sorry, Spring Blooms is more flowers. But Jan, I picked this card up, which our Hayley designed, because how clever is that? So it looks like, to me, that she's actually cut that and then cut that again and then layered it up.
Yes. Yeah,
so
just literally snipping them out is really straightforward, because they're only connected in the centre.
Yeah.
So yeah, cutting it several times, and you could technically, doing that, make 3 different cards.
Yeah.
Because you've still got the background pieces to each layer, mix and match them, and you could literally, by doing it that way, actually make 3 cards out of it. But yeah, really, really clever idea with it, just layering them up.
And this is the point, right? From something quite simplistic to, you know, going the next level and working with these to create something a little bit more intricate. These are fab. These are your interlocking circles. Again, you saw Jan with the demo on these a little bit earlier on. That is really cute. Again, just adding some different cardstock under there, a bit of glitter coming through as well. Love the idea of popping little you know, photos behind some of these as well, should you wish to. This one here, again, the beautiful interlocking hearts. That is just going to come into its own as far as Valentine's is concerned. Shaker cards.
It's ahead of me again.
What, Valentine's? Oh, seriously? What is it tonight? We are...
We're on the same wavelength, aren't we? We're tuned in.
Master and pupil. One mindset.
It is the Force, George. Using the Force we are.
And then finally, this one I think is my favourite, the interlocking squares, because
very retro, isn't it?
It's really retro, because which way is it? So that way for me, it's Johnny 5 from the Short Circuit movies, right? Isn't it?
I've not seen that yet.
Yeah, Johnny 5. That way, it's a Ghetto Blaster.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, it does look like Wall-E that way round.
Yeah.
It could also be if you
a bicycle.
What? A bicycle?
A bicycle.
It looks also like a games controller if you've got something like the video games.
Yeah, do you know, a bit of clever decoration there, yeah.
Could be anything you want it to be. A little maze.
Fantastic.
I really like that, because whilst the others are very defined in what they are, this one could literally be anything. A little maze maybe, but look at that. Using sections of that as a shaker card. Really super cool. And that's what these afford you to do, these cut and emboss folders. A great price today. You save £30 or $33.90. If you're a platinum member, have another 20% off on us, and that's $47.97 or $54.24. Super versatile, super usable. I just also want to quickly show you that we've got another collection of 3, because that's a bundle on its own, all right? We've got another bundle available for you, which was launched previous to these. Jan and I launched these back on October the 8th. This is a bundle on its own. However, if you do decide, well, I like a couple from that one, Ben, and one from that, you've got a mix and match available for you as well. But these, again, just super usable. So you've got your beautiful circles here. So you've got the detail in the background of the spots and the dots. Those 3 beautiful apertures. Again, same as if you wanted to pop little photos in here, amazing. I think these would be great with your little peekaboo characters maybe popping through. Shaker cards, absolutely brilliant. There was a card doing the rounds that I could never find it now, but when we launched these, a traffic light.
Yes.
Traffic light
yes,
card.
I remember that. That was stunning, wasn't it? Yeah, with the red and the amber and green inside it.
You know, you passed your test. Congratulations. That would be absolutely
very
perfect.
cleverly done. Yeah.
You've got the beautiful squares with the chevron detailing there too. Again, whether you go portrait or landscape, that's going to look absolutely brilliant. Love all the different use of the colours there and the shaker elements that you've got within that. And then you've got the hearts. Again, you know, talking Valentine's, I haven't actually got a finished sample, but I'll just show you a few more cards here. Again, using the little characters with the circles that you've got, bit of glitter card behind, adding some of those characters in. They're super, super usable. Now, as I say, this set here I've just shown you, $23.98 platinum or $27.12. However, just before we get onto the demo, if you like, say, one from that collection and two from that, or vice versa, you can mix and match any three for £33 or $38, less your Club Inspire membership. So have a think. But Jan, I mean, let's talk again to people perhaps who are watching Creative Cravings for the first time, new crafters. These are a great place to start, aren't they?
They are. Like I said, you know, you don't have to do much more than actually do your cutting embossing. You know, I'm actually going to use some ink in conjunction with my demo, but there's nothing to stop you cutting it out of some nice luxury cardstock, whether that's a mirror card or a glitter card, even pattern paper, and that doing the talking for you. You may want to add a sentiment, maybe a little bit of bling. It depends how far you want to take it, and you've got a really nice quality card there. They can be used on the top of boxes. I'm going to do this demo first, but later on I'm going to show you something completely different with them. You know what I'm like for cutting things up, so we're actually going to use them next in that lovely tall format that they're designed, but then the demo later on in the show we're going to do something completely different with them. So yes, we're going to use the entwined hearts, Ben, and we are going to Valentine's Day.
We are.
Yeah, so as soon as we've got Christmas sort of wrapped up, excuse the pun, literally the shops will be full of Valentine's
68
things.
days to go.
Yeah, I'm trying to look forward now. So the craft along we did Happy New Year. We've now passed, we're into 2022. We're actually going to February to Valentine's Day. So we're going to use that entwined hearts. I've cut a piece of cardstock, and this is just a stamping card, the size that I want to fit in my folder. And I always cut them slightly less than the folder, just so that you don't get those lines from the edge of the folder when it goes through the machines. But before we actually pop that through, I'm going to bring in the good old red ink. So we've got the Harmony Water Reactive, and we're going to mix that with a little bit of the opaque one as well. But first of all, we're just going to do that lovely. You've seen me do this quite a few times now. If you're not sure and you can't find the right paper that you want or anything like that, this is a great way to make a background. So all I've done is apply it to my craft mat and added some water to it, and you can see how it's all beaded on there now. And then literally pop your cardstock and pick up that ink, and you can see how you get the different sort of reactions on there. And then we're going to get the good old heat tool out in a second. All right, and once you've got areas that you like, then actually dry it off, because each time you dip into the ink, it's just going to sort of splodge that and carry on mixing it. So I love all these little dots on this part here. So we're literally, and yes, I've turned it on.
Here we go.
Here we go. And just dry some of those areas off, and then you can work over the top of it. So once it's dry, you can dip into that ink again and layer it up. Whereas if it's wet, you're going to get more of this sort of splodged area like I've got at the top there. So depending on what look you're after, it doesn't have to be 100% dry, but you can see I've still got a lot of ink left on here now. So if I just tap in here, can you see how we're getting the dots over the top now? And you can actually layer that up. So again, I'm just going to dry that layer off, and look how they've layered over the top of the existing ink. Again, I want a little bit more colour down at the bottom.
This appeals to me because it's so imprecise, isn't it?
Yeah, you'd struggle to get two of these the same, I must admit. And just dry that off until you've used your ink up. You know, we'll just sort of literally keep picking those bits up. I've used most of it there now, I'm not too worried about it. We'll pop that, I'll clean that up in a second, and then literally get this dried off. So what we're going to do then is we're going to bring in the pigment ink now.
Okay.
So what I want to do is actually edge the rest of it. Now you could do this with your water reactive. The reason that I like to work with them both is you get a slightly lighter version of the colour tone. If you look at these, can you see? It's the same colour ink, but this is your dye versus pigment. All right, so dye is a man-made substance, pigment is a real, you know, so for example, you know, it could have been berries that they've got the pigment from to make the colour from. So that's why you get the difference in them. Make sure you get the right lid on the right one, Jan. So again, I'm just going to load up my applicator with that pigment ink now. And what I want to do is just tone some of those white areas down. And you get a slightly different tone on it to what you've done with the water reactive. So I do like, as I say, to sort of work with them both together. So where you've got a lot of white space showing, if that's not particularly what you're after, then you can literally just really lightly, because I don't mind some of it there, but I don't want it to be too stark white. So literally just adding a little bit of that pigment in there, and you can see how it's blended everything in together. So we've got that piece that we're going to work with.
Lovely.
So that's my background. We're now going to pop that into the folder and die cut it, and we're going to get that lovely sort of entwined hearts cut in there. So we've got our metalwork in here. We've also got the foam in to help release those apertures. So I'm literally going to line this up, and I'm going to pop that darker section to the bottom, because this has got the biggest aperture there. So it's going to break up some of that block colour at the bottom. Pop that in there, and these behave just like an ordinary 2D folder. So I'm going to take one of my clear plates and then the second clear cutting plate, and that's all you need to sandwich in between there, and then pass that through the Gemini.
Everyone ready for Valentine's Day then?
I haven't even got ready for Christmas yet.
Do you do a lot with your partner for Valentine's?
No. Do you know, one of the first things he told me when I first met him was, I don't do romance.
That is brilliant.
I could convert him. No. Do you know, I was actually early getting my I failed because I haven't made Christmas cards. I've not had time. And this is often the case. You guys that are out there that have a trade will know. It's like, you know, you're married to a plumber. Your plumbing's always the last one to get fixed. You're married to, I don't know, carpet fitter. Your carpet's always the last one. It just how it works, isn't it? So yeah, it's been sort of one of those things where not really and I got my Christmas cards early. I went and bought them because I'd not had a chance to make them, and I gave him his card, and it still sat on the mantelpiece unopened, purely because he said, I'm not going to open it until I've bought yours, love. I thought, oh, bless him, he does care. So he's not actually opened his card until he's been to get one for me. Now, that could be the 23rd of December, I don't know.
Next year.
You know, yeah, but there's hope there, isn't there? Bless him. So I've been with him 37 years, so I can't be going too far wrong.
No, exactly right.
Yeah. So you can see there where we've got that beautiful sort of die cut image, and I love the fact that you've got some of these sort of splatters around it, and then just if you want to highlight a little bit of that embossed area, you can go back round if you wish with the ink, and it will bring up. I quite like how we're getting there, but I have got one that I've already done because I've actually backed it with some red. This is actually the red satin from the luxury card packs. So I've popped that behind it, just cut it the same size and glued them together there. So this one's a little bit more red, for want of a better way, a bit more saturated with the colour than this one. So again, you know, however you want to work it, that's how I arrived at that. And then I've just got a piece of glitter card, and again, whenever I'm working with the glitter card, I tend to use the wet glue, because you'll find with this being coated, the glue will seep into it and you get a nice sort of stick. You don't want your cards falling apart. So again, I'm just going to pop a bead of glue all the way around here and over the centre, and this is going to be the front of the card. I'm not going to do much more to it other than add a little tiny embellishment on it, and we're going to pop this straight onto the front of a card. I've just left that border again so that you can see some of that silver. Popped a couple of little silver beads there just to bring in that silver cardstock and tie it all together. So just give that a second for that glue to seep into that layer of glitter card. And then once we've got that set, I can flick back to my tape pen to actually pop this onto and I've just made a card blank out of the white stamping card. And I think I think I left it at the 8 1/4, yeah, which is the, oh no, sorry, it's 9 inches tall by 4 1/4, just to accommodate that extra matten layer there. So that's going to go on the front. And then literally, all I did was have a look through my stash, and I've got some little heart dies, and I've just cut a couple there to add as extras on the front. So I'm just going to pop those onto the front. Again, you can layer these up with foam if you wish, but if you're wanting to pop something in the mail, you know, then obviously the flatter the better because of the postage costs here. I don't know what it's like in the States, but they're quite phenomenal now here in the UK. So yeah, if it's been posted, then I tend to keep things reasonably flat. So again, just pop in those, and then I've got a little tiny sentiment that says "You are loved." All right. And popped a bit of tape on there because we're going across the two different mediums here with the glitter and the mirror, and I'm just going to pop that in the middle there, and literally that's my card. Fantastic. So that's my Valentine's Day card. All right, so you are loved, and then you could stamp your own message inside, or you can write, oh, I did stamp a message, you know, I'm ahead of myself. I did stamp a message inside it there and just use one of those other little hearts inside it.
Georgina's is saying, I lay claim to that. I reckon what you should do is you should now get ahead of the game and pop that in and then put it on the mantelpiece next to the Christmas card and go, there you go, there's your Valentine sorted as well. Put them under pressure.
Oh, bless him.
They are brilliant. Some really lovely projects. I'm looking forward to the vote on the demo of the show later on, and then demo of the day as well. I will just recap on the details. Jan, in a minute, I didn't want to miss out on these questions. 2 questions that have come in about your first demo.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Should we do, I tell you what, let me just quickly recap, and then we'll do those questions, and then we'll talk about the Geminis, which we are bringing to you on Brilliant Deal as well. So quick recap then. The Slimline cut and emboss folders, the 6 collection. So here we go. These are the designs that you're going to receive in this set. So your beautiful butterfly delights. You've then got in this collection as well the flourishing flowers, and as we've already discovered, the ability to you know, create that depth, create that 3D effect by just lifting the elements out. And if you want to multi-cut these, cut out these elements, as we saw on that card earlier on, to kind of layer these up to create even more beautiful designs you can. You've then got your spring blooms, beautiful detailing there with the foliage and the stems of the flowers running through the background. There's that gorgeous interlocking circles. You've got your beautiful flowers, your beautiful hearts that we've just seen Jan using that last demo for Valentine's, and then this one here, which is my absolute fave, the interlocking squares. Whichever way you go, that is seriously funky. It is, there's Johnny 5. 47, what's that? A panda with a moustache. That's the best one yet. Yeah, that is the best one yet. £47.97 or $54.24 for that collection. And then we've also got the set of 3 as well, which, as I say, contains your happy hearts, your square chevrons, and these gorgeous circles as well. They're just so super versatile. Again, the circles, one idea for you here, just using you know, some dies, using the little sentiments in there to create a beautiful effect, and that then totally different to this one here with the really cute characters for a Christmas card. They're just so super versatile, and as you've seen, really, really easy to use as well. That one there is your square chevrons. Again, a lot of fun using it that way for a little celebration card as a shaker card. Completely different. Using it in portrait with those beautiful flowers. Again, just opening it up. And they're just brilliant. Also in this collection, again, if you're thinking Valentine's, Barbara just says one holiday at a time, Ben, absolutely. They are also included in there, $23.98 or $27.12. Those are a bundle. These are a bundle. However, if you want to mix and match, you can choose 2 from there and 1 from there, or 1 from there and 2 from there. It is 3 for £33 or $39. Lots of love for that last card. Adorable, says Rose. What a sweet card, says For Holidays Designs. Pretty, Jan. What a lovely card, Jan, says Mary. And a beautiful card, says Mary Pat. Just going back to your first demo.
Yes.
So 2 questions. Crafty Angie says, Ben, please ask Jan where she took the foiled paper from in the feather card.
The foiled paper was out of my scrap box, and I'm really not sure what collection it came from. I sort of had a thing earlier on in the year where I needed to use up some scraps because I very rarely throw anything away, and I'm not convinced that it's even a crafter's companion. It might be contraband. So yeah, it was literally just dived in the scrap box just to add. I just wanted those 2 strips of it, so there was no point in cutting into a big sheet of it. They were just perfect. So yes, I'm not 100% sure where it came from. I apologise.
Heidi's actually asked the same question, so you've covered that.
Yeah.
Security, got contraband in the studio. You might want to check this one on the way out.
Don't tell anybody.
Ooh, yeah. Surprised you got in past the scanners. Right, machines, yes, 25% off, but only for another 12 hours. The deal will disappear. It's part of our 12 days of Craftmas. We're doing different little incentives for you each and every day. You've had free gifts within your purchases. We've given you extra points. We've given you bigger discounts. Today is the day to pick up a machine like Kieran did earlier on, getting a Gemini MIDI, whether you're after a manual or maybe you're after your first electronic machine. The Gemini Junior would be a brilliant place to start. Here it is on the website right now for you with that 25% discount. And let's not forget, that's 25% off. Then on top of that, you'll also get whatever your discount is within Club Inspire. So it is a brilliant time to shop. If you didn't heed our advice during the Black Friday sales that we had and you're like, missed out, now is the time. I can promise you, this deal won't be on again tomorrow. Come 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, 3 o'clock Eastern time, it'll be gone. So if you are looking for your first Gemini machine, maybe you're looking to upsize, maybe you're looking to get an electronic machine because you've been using a manual, or maybe you're looking to get a manual to complement your electronic machine, whichever size machine you're looking for. And by the way, the foil press is also on this deal. Now is the time to shop. We're going to give you some details right now about your Gemini Junior. So if you're interested, if you're wanting more information, have a look. This little video will give you all the info you need.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. will also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every pound, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
There we go, info there for you on the Gemini Junior, and hopefully gave you a bit of time to check out your baskets as well. Lots of love coming in for Jan's makes, as I say today. Kate is saying, I love my Junior, I use it most of the time. Yeah, let us know. It's always good to get the chat going, actually, as far as the machines are concerned. If you are someone who's got one of the machines, if there's a particular, let us know your favourite machine. Let us know the one that you use day in, day out, which is the one that you go to. And let's get a bit of a chat going on the socials about our machines for anyone who is new and is thinking about buying one today with that 25% discount. Just wanted to give you a quick look at the brand new craft kit which launched yesterday on launch party. Box number 43 for those of you that collect, and these really are superb. You know, if you are somebody perhaps, oh, it isn't triple points by the way, that was yesterday, just ignore that one, that was yesterday. You're not getting triple points and 25% off Gemini machines. We're generous, but we're not that generous. Yes, so basically, these are brilliant, right? If you're wanting to dip your toe in the water as far as a style of crafting is concerned, they're excellent. If you're looking for presents for somebody for Christmas, these are absolutely brilliant. And if you collect them, you're obviously going to want to dive in and get number 43. It's going to make you a minimum of 18 cards, but the point is with these, you've got all of the kind of consumables within them. However, you will be left in the example of this kit with stencils, with stamps that you'll use forever and a day after that. Always beautifully presented. You've got lovely Sarah there to welcome you in as you open it up, and always beautifully presented with your little thank you note and your tissue in there too. But let's quickly go through this one. So this is all about, if I show you some of the cards, all about your stencils, all about being able to create these beautiful silhouettes. And there's fairies in here. There's beautiful flamingos too. Also, you've got your woodland themes with the stags, and even Christmas themes as well. So there's the stamps and the stencils and masks in here to be able to create, I think, like cards for all year round, Jan, really, because when you think of Christmas, autumn, there's summer and springtime.
Yeah.
And as we go through, as always, they are jam-packed with your consumables. So you've got your 4x6 and 5x7 cards and envelopes. You're going to get 18 of those within the collection. So again, make the card. You're not searching around for envelopes because we pop all of those in there for you. You're also going to get 10 of your card panels included in here as well. Those are your envelopes for all of the cards that you're going to make. And then come all of the beautiful stamps and also your mask. So again, you've got all of these lovely sentiments in here. So once upon a time, Christmas cheer, have a magical day. You've got embrace your inner flamingo, which I think is possibly one of my favourite sentiments. Happiness, joy to the world, sparkle all the way, true love. And this one here, again, you were talking about this earlier on, Jan, as well, just sending cards just because today is a good day to smile.
Yeah, I like that. I like when it's not a set occasion, you know, just to cheer someone up if they're feeling a bit down, or just to say that you're thinking of them, can make such a difference.
Then you've got all of your
those
characters.
Flamingos are gorgeous,
aren't they? Brilliant.
Yeah,
what made me laugh when we launched this yesterday, and she won't mind me telling you because we were laughing about it. When we initially unboxed this with Michelle, she was going, "Oh look, so you've got the fairy, and there's, if you turn that around, there's Father Christmas. It's brilliant. And then you've got your stag, and there's your swans." I'm pretty sure they're flamingos. It's funny, isn't it, sometimes where the wrong words come from. But all those beautiful stamps to create that silhouette effect. Then we've got beautiful adhesive pearls. So these are 100 of those in different shapes and sizes. You've got all of your ribbons in here. We always tend to give you sort of 3 colours, 3 different sizes. So great for all sorts of projects really, Jan, aren't these? I guess for cards and home decor projects maybe?
Yeah, and the fact that you've got the different sizes, you know, you could just make that a feature on the front of your card.
Yes.
You know, have one of each, the size strips. So for example, the blue in the large, the medium and the thinner one, and just use that as a feature on the front without actually using any papers or anything like that, and then add the rest of your images,
And then we've got your stencils as well. We were talking about these yesterday. So you've got your stencils and your masks here, haven't you?
Yeah.
And both Lily and I were getting very confused. Which so are those two? How do you kind of work out which is which? Because one's a stencil, one's a mask.
Yes. If you think that's the leaves, the one on your. No, the other one is the stencil, because that's going to give you the leaves. When you put the ink through there, it's going to create those leaves. So that's the stencil. The mask will then cover up those leaves for you to work if you wanted, for example, colour in the centre in a different colour.
I see.
Yeah, so a stencil allows you to ink through it, a mask covers up so you can ink round it.
I've got you.
Yeah.
You've also got, this is just popped up, I didn't want it there, but you've got your moon or sun mask and stencil as well. You've even got a little cloud in there too. So that one creates the beautiful background that you see just here, all right, for your, well, it doesn't have to be your flamingos, but it works beautifully with that. You've then got this scene here, which is your sort of mountain scene, I suppose.
Yep.
Again, your mask and stencil for that, and that one creates this sort of effect, which I think is stunning. I mean, how great is that?
But that would be, I'm just looking at that, if you flip the bottom stencil over, and you could actually create like a reflection scene. So turn it back upside down, and put the other one above it. Flip it so that that's it. So can you imagine doing some stencil work at the top and then having the reflection on the water
almost
underneath?
Like the river. Wow, I was also thinking that, Georgina, you could flip it and have it as like icicles within the cave as well.
But if you did a bigger card, that could actually be the reflection of the trees in the water.
Ooh, next level. So that's included. And then you've also got this set here, which is for your, well, we say it's for use with the beautiful fairy. It kind of creates that little woodland sort of hidey hole with the toadstools and the mushrooms there. But again,
so that's your stencil. So that would create the tree and the mushrooms, and then the other one's the mask. So that it can, on that card that you had, you've got all that lovely colour in the middle. That would cover the tree and allow you to put that colour through it then to create the centrepiece.
And then you've got your little cloud there, and there's the moon or the sun. As well. On top of all of that, I'm making a right old mess over here. Oh, there's the little cloud. On top of all of that, you've got all your papers in the bottom here as well, and your card too. So you've got all of these beautiful printed papers. So again, working beautifully with all of the different designs you've got. I mean, that for me is your sort of Christmassy time, sort of night sky. You've then got these here, maybe more autumnal cards. This I absolutely love. Talking about the set earlier on when we were talking about the sort of 70s shirts, I would love that on a summertime Hawaiian shirt.
Oh, yeah.
Beautiful. So you've got all of these lovely colours just here, and then on top of all of that, you've got the matching block colours to go with it too. So you're never left alone with these. Basically, everything that you need. It's almost like you've had your own personal shopper jump in, dive in, and make life so simple for you with this collection. Loads went yesterday, hundreds upon hundreds of you jumped in and grabbed the collection. You can grab it right now today as well. It is still available for you at $19.99 or indeed $19.99. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant kits as a gift. Brilliant gifts for a beginner. Brilliant if you're collecting these. Brilliant if you've never had one of these before, because they are just so craftable. And the value for money is amazing. Right, talking about amazing value for money, let us talk about the Enchanted Dreams collection. You may have heard a few moments ago I knocked over a few items on my left here. I'm so pleased it wasn't on the right hand side, because this is literally one of the biggest collections I've seen. You've got stencils within here, you've got stamps and dies and embossing folders, you've got vellum, you've got foam, you've got 12 by 12 papers, you've got 6 by 6 papers, and And this really is a beautiful collection. It's got that kind of sort of fantasy feel to it. It's got that sort of mystical fairy tale feel to it. I was thinking about this actually. This is like, it's like an amazing dream. Do you know what I mean?
Like a journey, isn't it?
It is, yeah. And I love the colour palette in here. And I also think that there's loads of imagery in here, which is going to be great if you've got like a child of a certain age, perhaps, who's a little bit too old maybe for the cutesy, but they're not quite at the more sort of serious cards yet. They're sort of in that in-betweeny phase. I think that would be absolutely perfect for sort of your teenagers.
Yes,
if you like.
And I think, you know, like sort of parties and things like that.
Yes.
So creating imagery for party invites, if you were having that as a theme. So if you were having sort of like a mystical, magical theme, there's some beautiful artwork in there that would create images for things like invitations and things like that. Yeah, beautiful. And as you said, the colour palette is just absolutely amazing. It's one of my, it's got, well, a couple of my favourite colours in there, yeah.
I love the fact that you get foam in here too, because you've obviously got your, well, you'll see, I'll show you all the boards in just a second, but you've got dies to be able to create your own flowers with this collection too. But I feel like I've been chatting quite a lot, so I'll show you all of the product that you're going to get in just a few moments time. But let's have a little look at this. I mean, the main problem you've got is knowing where to start when you've got a collection.
It is. Sometimes it can be a little bit daunting. You know, the signature collections are made so that everything will work together. But when you're presented with so much choice, it really is sometimes hard to know where to start. So the way I approach it is to think, right, well, what do I actually want on my card? And that's literally what I did. I went through the collection. I chose the embossing folder because I love the design on here. And then I thought, right, I'm going to frame that embossing folder. I want to use the large frame from here to go over the embossing folder. And then I wanted a focal point for my card, and it had to be that unicorn. So we've got the stamp and die to cut him out there. And then I needed a sentiment. So again, I've picked the sentiment, and I've just got those 4 elements together with a piece of vellum from the vellum paper pack. So that was literally where we started. So I've taken a piece of stamping card again, and I actually took out my pigment inks this time, and I've gone for good old Frosty Jade there.
Oh, Frosty Jade.
I've got Pale Pig.
Pale Pig,
and I've got Oasis. And literally just did a little bit of graded blending down that piece of cardstock. I wanted it to be very pale to keep in with that theme of the you know, the paper pack. So literally just my blending tool and did that as a background. And we're then going to pop this into the embossing folder. And this is absolutely gorgeous. 3D folder, so you're getting that beautiful sculpting in there.
Yes.
And again, you know, let's just pop this through and I'll show you what I mean. So because it's a 3D folder, I no longer need my 2 clear plates. That would be too thick. And any of you that have tried to put this through our Gemini, you'll find that the sensors kick in and say, not today, and they ended up sending it back out to you. So don't try and force it. So I'm going to exchange my clear cutting plate for the plastic shim and the magnetic shim. And the way I like to put these together is pop the magnetic shim in there just to build up the depth, along with the card, and then I use the plastic shim as my top layer. And we're going to pass that through the machine there, and we're going to create that scene which is going to become part of the focal point on the card. So let's just pop those through there, and you'll see what I mean when I take this out. It is absolutely gorgeous. So just have a look now at the detail on there. You can just see we've got that lovely archway of trees, and you've got a perspective because the tree trunks are going back into the background there. You can just see in that background, and then we've got some detail at the front there with that foliage at the front. So absolutely gorgeous, just crying out to have something stood in that archway, and that's what we're going to do. So that's my piece of embossing. And then I took, and just to speed things up a little bit, I have already cut this. This is amazing. You know, you've got so much metal in here for just one element out of that kit. So I took the actual frame, which is the largest one of the pieces of metal there. Now this has got its own cutting edge, so this actually cuts out. If I bring you the one that I've done here, and I chose some very pale green glitter card to go with the colour that I've put in here, and I've die cut that out, and it's given me the most gorgeous filigree frame there. You can just see, absolutely beautiful. If I pop that on here, You know, that could be used with absolutely anything. It doesn't have to be this collection. So what we're going to do is use this to frame our piece of
fab.
embossed cardstock there. Okay, so that was that. But also in there you get the external piece. So if you wanted to create a mat for this to fit on, then obviously that is just that fraction bigger that will give you that border around it. Then you've got an area, for example, if you wanted to create, you know, sort of apertures and things, and then you've got the two pieces that make the smaller section. So many different opportunities with just that one element. So I'm just going to pop that back to one side, and we've done that with the green cardstock. And then I actually took, I've made myself an 8-inch square card blank there, just out of some stamping card, and then took a piece of vellum from that. These are absolutely gorgeous. So these echo the paper pad, but you've got it in that gorgeous translucent vellum there. And again, we're going to use this over the white card. Can you see how it brings up that design? You can actually see the design better with the white. Now, excuse my, I didn't want to waste my gorgeous luxury ribbon, and bearing in mind this is going over here, then obviously I only needed to see the bits at each side. Now, a lot of people ask what's the best way to attach the vellum, and I've found that the dotty tape pen works beautifully. It doesn't show through. So again, I'm just going to run a piece across the bottom, a piece across the top, and I'm going to go sort of quite heavily where I know, she says I've gone the wrong side, where that piece is, that embossed piece is going to go. But once I've stuck this onto here, you'll see that those dots are not that visible. So let me just get that in position to create a border. And even when we've pressed it down there, I put quite a lot in the centre, but it's not that visible. It's a really nice weight vellum, and I just think the colour palette in there, I just love that, absolutely love it. It's the kind of thing that I'd make with the inks to make the background, and it's already done for you. Then we're going to pop our piece on here. All right, so again, I'm just going to stick with my double-sided tape pen this time on the back of that embossed piece. So that's going to be sort of the beginnings of the background. So this one's got, and that's why I'd left the gap in the ribbon there, because nobody will know that there's a gap. You won't tell anybody that there's a gap under there. So that's going to be that focal point. Now these ones, with it being so filigree, you know, you can use your tape pen there if you wish. I'm actually just going to put a few little dots of wet glue on here. The other trick with this is if you've got any of the double-sided adhesive, if you pop that onto the back of your piece of cardstock first and then cut it, sometimes it needs the metal shimming if you're doing that, but then you've actually got the peel away bit that leaves this all sticky. It's a great way, and I always think of it after I've done it and think, why did I not use the double-sided adhesive on it? It would have made life so easier instead of having to go through. But I'm just going to put dots here and there just to make sure that we've got some anchor points on that delicate detail.
Lots of love for the dotty tape tip on the vellum.
Yep. If it's a plain white vellum, you might just see it through a little bit. So therefore, go for the areas that you know, like this, that's going to have something over the top of it. Or the alternative is, one of the tricks I use a lot is to use brads and actually seal that into the card. So that's a good way to attach it as well. So again, once we've got this just with that little bit of glue, I'm going to lay this over the top and just line it up with the edge of that folder there. It's just the same width, and then I just want to press this into place until that glue grabs. So this is going to frame that beautiful scene. And then if you remember, I said I'd taken the focal point was going to be the unicorn. So I'm just going to leave that to dry for a second. So we've got this guy here who is amazing. And he comes with his own die to actually cut out. You can see there, obviously we turned the die over so it's the other way around. And when he's stamped and cut out, he looks like this.
Ooh, wow,
really, really nice size. So again, to stand him in here, we're going to create that focal point there for our card. So what I did with that one was took to my pens, and I've actually used one of the glitter pens. So I used my Cosmic Wonder, not the glitter pens, the flip markers, sorry, and I used the Luna, which is like a silvery one, which I just love for the unicorn. I think it's beautiful. And then just used some ordinary alcohol pens and picked a couple of the colours that I'd worked with in here. So he's going to be the focal point there. And then also we had a go with the sentiments, and again such beautiful, beautiful sentiments in there. And I chose Life With You is Stardust and Moonbeams.
Oh, that's
I just think it's beautiful, isn't it?
Yes.
So again, we want some glue, or you could pop him on foam pads if you wish, but I think I'm going to keep this bit flat, and then I've just put the sentiment on some foam pads. So again, just to add some glue onto the back of him.
Wendy Jean has just said, the piece you did with the embossing folder, I was wondering, whether you ever use liquid glue to adhere it, or is it best just to use the tape pen?
You could use the liquid, yeah. If you're going to go on the vellum, I would use the tacky glue rather than the all-purpose. All right, if you want to stick it to the vellum. The all-purpose is better with paper and cardstock, as opposed to the vellum. Obviously, you've not got that porous surface on it. So if you were using wet glue, I would go with the tacky glue, the PVA. All right, or alternatively, I use my tape pen, or of course you've got your double-sided tapes if you prefer to use those, whether it's just an ordinary finger lift or whether it's your red line tape will work as well. So again, horses for courses, as into what, and I have no rhyme or reason. Sometimes I'll grab this one, sometimes I'll grab the wet glue. It just, there's not really any kind of sort of reason behind what it is.
Oh, Wendy Jean says, no, I mean Jan attached the forest piece on top of the vellum.
The forest piece on top of the vellum. The embossed piece.
Yes.
Yes, I did with my tape pen.
Right.
But if I was going to attach it, as I say, to the vellum, I'd be using the PVA, the tacky glue, yeah. Because this is not porous, the solvent glue won't, it will work, but in my opinion, this one will work better.
Okay.
Yeah.
And go on then, Gilmore, you've started something which I was thinking anyway. So when I saw the unicorn, I started thinking about Paul the horse from the Bell Countryside collection, and then Gilmore said, Paul's little brother from another mother, that unicorn. He's not got a name. Get a name in for the unicorn quick on the socials. If we've got Paul the horse, what's the unicorn called? Best suggestion, that name will stick. I was just thinking silver, because, you know, I mean, that's rubbish, but the fact that he is silver, because I was thinking Hi Ho Silver Away, the lone.
Oh, have you ever seen the film of that?
With
Johnny Depp?
No, I haven't.
Oh, it's hilarious.
Oh, is it good?
He plays Tonto, Johnny Depp, and at the end he does the Hi Ho Silver, and he went, don't ever do that again.
Oh,
and
really?
he's so deadpan, don't ever do that again, he says to him. And honestly, we were just in stitches, absolute stitches. I loved it,
well, he's not silver then. Name the unicorn, off you go. Paul's brother, Peter, is Georgina's. Peter the unicorn. Peter and Paul, maybe. We'll wait and see what our lovely viewers come up with.
Right, so I've just got, this is just a little die out of my stash, just to cut the little butterflies. I just wanted something to embellish it that fit in with the collection, and we have got butterflies in the collection, and a dragonfly in that set as well, but they were a little bit big for what I wanted. I didn't want it to dominate what I'd already done, so I've literally just got some little tiny ones. It's just a die that I keep at the side of my desk. I use it quite a lot. It fits that, just needs that little bit of something, and I've just cut it out of some of the scrap paper that I'd got on there. So you can see there, using all those elements together, just making those gorgeous magical cards. And again, I haven't dressed the inside of this one, but if you've got scraps left, you can add some detail inside there just to link the two together. And he's got all that beautiful shimmery sort of sparkle there from that flip marker. Okay.
Love it, love it so much. Moonbeams, the unicorn, says Karen.
Moonbeams.
Flip, says Lynn.
Ulysses.
Oh, what a great name, Ulysses.
Ulysses. Oh, that's from mythology, isn't it?
Yes.
Ulysses.
And from Ulysses from Kimberley, Marcia suggests Stanley.
Stan the unicorn.
Although
Stan the man.
Although having said that, I think the next one that's just come through is my favourite so far, Eugene.
Eugene Unicorn.
Eugene Unicorn.
Oh.
I like that. Bjorn the Unicorn. Is that yours, Georgina?
Oh, you're moving on now from Peter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, Bjorn the Unicorn is good. Eugene. I like.
Dive.
George is just saying, seeing as the horse is called Paul, maybe unicorn should be
Dive the
called
unicorn.
Dive the unicorn. All right, Dave.
I think he should be Bo.
Huh?
Bo.
Bo.
Bo the unicorn.
Bo the unicorn. This is a tough one. Gilmore says Marco. Umberto says Mary. That is brilliant. Umberto. Oh, I mean, how are we going to vote on this? Oh, don't you start. Gilmore said Marco, then Pammy just said Polo. You play Marco Polo. Marco Polo. Very good. For me, I think Umberto, Eugene.
You like the U to make the simile?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Umberto or Eugene for me, or maybe Stanley.
Oh, not Ulysses. I like Ulysses as well.
Ulysses is good.
Yeah.
We'll have a think. We'll crown him at the end of the show. Marco Polo.
Polo and Paolo.
Polo.
Instead of Paul, it could be Paolo.
Paul and Paolo.
Yeah, Paul and Paolo.
Paul, no,
or Paolo.
No, Paul and Paolo. Because you've got Paul and
Pablo. Paul and Pablo?
Paul and Paolo. Oh,
no, he's going down the Spanish route now, isn't he?
It is.
Not, yeah.
I don't even know how we're
Let's
going to
quit
decide
while
this.
we're ahead, shall we?
Yeah. I think I like Eugene. Archie. Right, come on, stop flying names to me because I'm never going to move on.
Never going to fit all these demos
We
in
are.
at this rate.
Right, I'm going to really go quickly through this because we've only got 35 minutes to go. So this is the full collection that you're going to get. Concentrate, please, because I'm going to whiz through as quick as I can. So your stencils, you've got beautiful decorative script, the mystical damask. This is gorgeous as well. Your abstract splash, if you love to create those more different, unique backgrounds, then that is included in there as well. On top of that, you've just seen the 3D embossing folder with the whimsical woodland. Here is, well, a few of you saying now you like Ulysses. It's Ulysses or Eugene. Maybe Ulysses when he's like, wanting to be posh, Eugene to his mates. You've also got one of my favourite stamp and die sets ever in this collection, the Up and Away with that beautiful Hydrangea air balloon. You've then got the names are still coming through. The Enchanted Fairy. Again, all of these you're going to get the stamp and die just to allow you to get uber creative, uber quickly. The Decorative Unicorn also included in here. I love the fact that we're also giving you these sort of texture stamps as well. These whimsical textures. Great if you're into your mixed media. Great if you like to be able to create your own backgrounds as well. On top of that, of course, we're going to give you sentiments, magical sentiments no less as well, with things like follow your heart. Leave a little sparkle wherever you go and believe in the magic of your dreams. They are all absolutely super gorgeous. And again, just for making those cards, just because. Yeah, absolutely, Georgina, that is it. These are the kind of sentiments that you'll be sending now to just put a smile on someone's face. You're not waiting for the birthday. You're not waiting for, a special event. Just literally to put a smile on someone's face. Of course we've got butterflies. Of course we've got beautiful dragonflies in there too. And then on top of all of that, we're going to give you the die sets for you to be able to create some beautiful flowers. This is the beautiful blossom set. To go hand in hand with this, you're also going to get your 12-piece set of foam. So you've got all of the beautiful colours to be able to create the flowers and the foliage. That one there is your bewitching bloom. Now, the fun doesn't stop there, of course, because you've still got the beautiful mystical frames, which Jan was using just a few moments ago. All of that metal is included. And as well as that, I nearly forgot to show you these, the spellbinding borders.
Yep.
I mean, come on, this is never ending, isn't it?
Beautiful, aren't they?
Absolutely stunning.
Yeah.
And then you've then got all of your consumables. So super quickly, your 32-piece pattern paper pad is just gorgeous. And again, what I love with this is you've got sections here where you've got smaller sort of 6x6 sort of frames if you want to use them. You've got bigger frames for your scrapbooking should you wish, but there is so much snippability with these. I love the fact that you've got more sort of pattern backgrounds, you've got florals, and then all of the themes running through these as well. So you've got, I'm not going to then now start individually naming unicorns. Georgina's gone, have we got a name for that unicorn? It will be one name for them all. Apollo, says Lynn. Karen says Apollo. Pam says yes, Apollo. Why does it have to be a boy, says Kirsty. Why does it have to be a boy? I didn't say it have to be a boy. Paulette. Suggest some girl names. We'll make it a girl. Apollo seems to be the favourite one, though. I like Apollo. That is a good one, says for holidays. Look, keep looking through these, Ben. Stop looking at the socials, because seriously, you're never going to finish sharing through all of these. Here is gorgeous with that beautiful hydrangea balloon. There's butterflies. There's gorgeous rainbows. I mean, this is stunning. And look at this one here with the tear detailing through with the musical notes in the background. Love it. You've also got your 12 sheets of foam within this. You've also got all of your beautiful vellum included in here too. And again, if you loved the 12 by 12 pad, you've got the same images in the 6 by 6 as well, and that is 32 sheets in your 12 by 12, 12 sheets of your flower foam, and of course you've got the vellum in there too, along with everything else that I've just shown you. The deal is there for you at the bottom of your screen if you want to add more papers into your collection too. Maybe you've already bought elements of this collection and you want to stock up on the paper. If you're going for this collection today, add that in as well, because no doubt you will get through all of the papers, all of the vellum, all of the foam, because you will love working with it. Right, Apollo or Napoleon seems to be the new leader on here. Lots of people saying you love Napoleon for the unicorn. What was that, Georgina? What was that, Georgina?
Napoleon.
Napoleon.
Oh.
How about Paula for the unicorn, says Judy B.
Paul and Paula, or Paulette.
Paulette?
Yeah, Paul and Paulette.
Paul and Paulette. I think that could work. Or Paulina. Paul, oh, I don't know.
Cool, blimey.
Back to where we started. Seems like yesterday now, with these beautiful, beautiful layering delicate panel dies. These are just super versatile, whether you're wanting to use these to create focal points for your cards, or whether, like with this one we were chatting about earlier on, the entwining vines, you're wanting just to create beautiful backgrounds. They're so simple to use, one pass wonders, just to create the most beautiful cards. And I think, yeah, again, we chatted about this earlier, a great, simple, easy card, done and dusted with these collections. You've then got the beautiful peacock feathers. Scroll back for the demo that Jan did on these a little bit earlier on, because it was phenomenal. You'll get to vote on that potentially for your card of the show a little bit later on. And then also in this collection, stunning, your perfect peonies. If you love your paper piecing, that is certainly one you're going to be having a lot of fun with. With this collection, which is proving popular this evening, you will get 16 sheets of your Nina card too, and that is £35. Sorry, there was a really weird noise from over there, just made me jump. So,
It was my tape pen.
Was it? It
was
came from
my
over
tape
there.
pen.
It
All
sounded
right.
like someone was about to jump out of that cupboard.
All right, no, that wasn't my tape pen.
Right, okay, that's why I... 35, they do say it's haunted in here, you know. £35 and 8p, or 43.60 if you are a platinum member. Next up, the slimline, the 6. I'll tell you what, I'll do this and show you, because I feel like I've been chatting for ages and we need to get to another demo. So this is the Slimline Cut and Emboss Folder Collection. 6 elements in total here. This is the one bundle you can go for, which includes your interlocking circles, it includes your gorgeous florals, your interlocking squares, butterflies, and those interlocking hearts. That's a bundle today for you, saving £30 or $33 at £47.97 if you're platinum, or $54.24. Get that all together, or mix and match with the other collection that we've got, which I'll recap on in just a bit. But let's get back to demoing with Jan. The chat has gone wild with naming a unicorn. That's what I'm not what I'm here for. I'm here to show you some crafty fun, and Jan's going to do that. I'm going to still look at the unicorn names.
I've got two demos to fit in yet, so I'm literally going to whisk through, because I wanted to show you how you can use these differently. We actually used that one earlier and made that lovely Valentine's one in that slimline tall design as it was intended to be. And if you were watching earlier this morning, we used those interlocking circles, and again used it in that sort of, whether you want to have them landscape or portrait, in that tall design. So I'm going going to talk you through some of this because you'll be able to see where I've gone with it. So I've chosen the circle apertures and with the little polka dots in the background. So we've actually got the facility to do the 3 apertures there, but again I wanted to swap this up and show you how you can use them differently. So you remember how I created the background for here by using the matte, and this time I've gone with baby blue rather than a stronger colour. I just wanted something pale to do a winter theme. So I've used that on my stamping card, all right, just like I applied it on here to get that texture.
Yeah.
And then I've literally cut my stamping card to just fit 2 of the apertures here. I'm going to leave that 3rd one out. I want just a piece that's got 2. So for example, this is what I ended up with. You can see I've just got the 2 apertures going on. I've got that lovely blue in the background, and then you've got that polka dot design from the embossing folder. And I've done that twice because what I want to create is more this shape rather than a long, tall, thin one. So I've made my card blank, so I've literally gone with this size and just graded it up with layers to make the card blank nice and simple. Tent fold at the top, couple of layers there. We've got the baby blue Centura pearl to go with this, and some this is actually the ice blue glitter card from those luxury card packs.
Yes.
So what I'm aiming for is this kind of design. So then it was like, right, what are we going to put behind the window? So out came the stamps, and I've created some little squares that have got those gorgeous little snowmen on. So literally just cut the squares out big enough to go behind the aperture. I've kept them fairly monochrome, so I've just used blues and turquoises and greys to keep in with what I've got here, and I'm just going to stick these behind here to create that little montage of snowmen and snow families going on. And then the last one, I've got a snow is falling. So you can see there how we've completely changed that layout by just changing the format, and then this is going to go across the centre here.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to stick all this together, Ben. If you've got anything else you want to show our lovely customers while I stick it, and then I'll show you the finished sample, because it is fairly straightforward. It's just a case of using that smaller section rather than the full section that we use with the other demos that we've done. All right, so I'm just going to pop these on and get them stuck down.
Well, I'll read a few more comments coming through. Just to say, I think the name of the unicorn was actually in vain, because according to Carol Ann on Facebook, Debbie Robinson and George Aiken already named the unicorn on a previous show, and they called him Kevin. So that was a waste of time.
Oh, right, okay.
Isn't it? Kev the unicorn.
Kev the unicorn, oh.
Yeah. Will just saying, beautiful card, Jan. And as I say, everyone's still just chatting about naming you.
Started something now.
Mary, loving the fact that you've sort of again taken the idea of this particular embossing folder, because I think we kind of set you off on the right journey, and you kind of take the products that we give you and you use them as intended. But isn't it nice to be able to think out of the box just a little bit, come up with different ideas? And there's a lot of love for using this the way that you're doing it, Jan, which shows the versatility again.
I like this is my kind of thing. It's like, it does what it says on the tin, that's fairly obvious, that's how it's been designed, but I like actually looking at other ways that you can use and get value for money from those products. If you're investing in them, if they'll do more than one job, absolutely great. So here we've created a completely different look by creating those 4 sort of windows rather than just the 3 in the line.
Yeah. So
again, I'm just going to add some glue down the sides here, and I'm working on that glitter card, so I'm sticking with the tacky glue there, and we're just going to pop one. Again, just left that board around it to create that that little matten layer underneath. Make sure that I've got about the same at that side there, and then I'm going to do the same with this one. So I'd done a lot of the prep for this at home. I was actually going to show you how I'd created the apertures, but you've seen me do the red one, and it was done exactly the same. And I could, the time, it just literally, there's a clock here in front of me, and it is literally just fading away.
I don't know
where it goes.
I don't. Today's gone so quickly. It literally seems like 5 minutes since you arrived this morning.
Yeah, I know.
And the whole day
I've said the same. It's like coming into the TARDIS coming up here, honestly.
It is.
So again, we're just going to pop that in the middle. And it says, Merry Christmas from our family to yours, which I thought was great with all the little snowmen. So these were the snowmen stamps that we launched earlier in the year. Yep. And there were different designs. I've just chosen one for each of the apertures. And you can see there's something totally different. And then I've just got some nice shiny adhesive rhinestones. I was just going to decorate it with a couple of those in places, but I just a completely different look to that lovely tall slimline effect that we did earlier with the hearts. So any of the apertures, you've got the circles, you've got the squares, and you've got the hearts again. For this format, you could use, and again, how nice as a Christmas card with a little family photo behind each of the from our family to yours. How great would that look?
It would look super, super cute. And by the way, I think it will still be there on the website for you. There was a brand new bundle with those new snowmen stamps bundled with the penguins that we had for you yesterday. So if you like the snowmen and the penguins, then make sure you do have a look. By the way, the embossing folder, the cut and emboss folder that you were seeing there is from the other deal. It's from the 3 deal that we've got for you, which is this one here. So you've got the circles, the squares, and the hearts. All right, so that's different to the deal that you've got on the screen right now. So there you go, $23.98 for those 3. All right, or $27.12 if you're a platinum member. The one which we had on the screen for you a few moments ago with the 6 is this one here, which combines all of these beautiful butterflies. So again, all cut and embossed folders, but with these you've got that beautiful element of being able to lift the butterflies out here, being able to lift the florals out of this Flourishing Flowers collection. They're so super versatile, and what I love about these, that's the spring blooms. You can mix and match today. If you don't want to go for all of this collection, you can choose a couple from this and one from the other, or a couple from the other and one from this, and get 3 for £33 or $39. Those are the beautiful entwined hearts which Jan used a little bit earlier on, and this one here is certainly my favourite within the collection, the interlocking squares. That collection is available for £47.97 platinum or $54.24. Mix and match between those two as well should you wish to. You're saving $29.98 or $33.90 on the set of 6. Right, are going to squeeze in I think one more demo. We have got all the votes to do as well. Votes for the demo of the show, votes for the demo of the day, but last few hours to get your hands on a 25% off deal on one of our Gemini machines. This is right across the range. Apart from the rose gold, you can pick yourself up a mini today if you want. You can pick yourself up a pro today if you want. You'll get 25% off those deals. Even if you've been waiting for a deal to come on the foil press, that is included this time round as well. So if you want to get a foil press today, the 25% discount, you can. We are just going to take a quick break here, reset, get ready for the final 15 minutes of the show. And whilst we do that, here is a video which will explain more details about the Gemini machine. If you're looking at that again, 25% off, but you've got less than 12 hours to grab it. Here's that video.
This is Gemini, one of the fastest, quietest electronic die cutting and embossing machines on the market. Its industry-leading high-pressure system delivers fantastic results from intricate dies and folders, all at the touch of a button. Its oversized opening and platforms provide for edge-to-edge cutting of US letter and A4 size with thin metal dies, allowing you to cut materials such as thin cardstock, vinyl, craft metal, and fabric. No cranking needed, as it will move the plates through automatically and quickly, which means you may spend less time on preparation and more time on inspiration. The Gemini has optical switches, making it hands-free and fully automated, with a built-in auto-reverse function for protection. It's easy to use, so you're always in control. Its sleek low-profile design makes it a superb addition to any craft workspace. It has built-in handholds, meaning you can easily take it anywhere. The Gemini is a universal die-cutting and embossing machine that works with the majority of all leading brands of thin metal dies and embossing folders. All of the platforms that you need come included in the box, as well as a thick rubber embossing mat for intricate detail work on your dual-purpose cut and embossed dies. The addition of the metal cutting plate allows you to cut intricate dies in a single pass through the machine and enables you to cut multiple layers of fabric. For a perfect cut every time, you need Gemini, the electronic die cutting and embossing machine made by crafters for crafters.
Loads of Jan love coming through. Lynn just says, Jan, you're absolutely brilliant. I cannot wait for your classes to start again in store. Oh, fingers crossed that happens again someday. Eleanor just says, I really want to get these embossing folders. I love how you can make so many different ideas with them. Fantastic card, Jan. I love it. And Stephanie, this makes me laugh. Thank you for this message. She says, Ben, I love your tie. Hubby is retired and has quite an extensive collection of Christmas ties. If he decides to get rid of them, does that mean you're trying to get rid of them? If he decides to get rid of them, I'd be happy to forward them to you. I would always love ties, bow ties. Yes, if you want to get rid, send them to me. I promise you they will be
Give them a good
very
home.
well looked after. I love ties, love bow ties, cravats, all of that. Yes, send. But ask your husband first. Right, demo of the show vote. Let's quickly get this going. I mean, good luck with this, everybody, because Jan has created some absolute masterpieces over the course of this show. So using the layering delicate panelled eyes, that beautiful peacock, we're going to look at those again in just a second. That is number 1. Then using the beautiful cut and emboss folders with the entwined hearts is number 2. Next one for you to vote on, using loads of different elements from that Enchanted Dreams collection, is number 3 with our stunning unicorn Kevin. And then lastly, lots of you loving this technique with the embossing folder. The last card Janet just made is number 4. So 1, 2, 3 or 4, you've got 4 minutes to get your vote in, and then we'll do the vote for the demo of the day. Whilst we are getting ready for that, let's get straight back over to Jan, because I know she's got one more demo she wants to squeeze in. And these panel dies, Jan, we're going to look at again because they're proving really popular tonight.
Yeah, again, I've got a lot of it prepped, and because we're short on time, I'm just going to talk you through a lot of it and then pop it together. So just picking up that entwined vine set, I love these. Again, they are a really nice way of making a card there. You can see I've not cleaned my die out very well last time I was using it, but what I've done this time is I've gone back to the old craft card, and again I was going to cut this out twice and stick them together just like we did with that first one, if you were watching at the top of the show when we did the peacock feathers, just to give us something that's a little bit more substantial. And then just the same as we did at the top of the show, I brought in the King Gold gilding wax on the craft card. I love the combination of these two things together. It just comes up really, really nice, and this is what I ended up with. So rather than do all the die cutting now because time's getting on, this is what I ended up with, and you can just see that little bit of shimmer on there from the gilding wax. And then I've gone round the edge of it with a little bit of brown ink just to sort of darken the edge and just draw your eye in to that centerpiece there. So if I pop it on here, you'll be able to see that darker edge just a little bit more, and then you've got that gilding wax just picking up the light. So again, I want this to be the main focal point, and just to show you that you can use them on gift boxes as well as card blanks. So what I've done is I've created my box lid, and again I've worked from this and gone upwards. These dies are approximately 6 by 4 inches.
Yes.
So I've literally worked up from there and left myself enough of a border to add a matten layer behind it. And these papers and cardstock, this is Pearl Ice card. This is from the Secret Garden collection. Just thought with the craft card that went really nice, and literally we're just going to matten layer this on top of here. As simple as that. Now I have stuck some of the pieces together because, as I say, I can see that clock ticking away, so I'm just going to use my tape pen to add that matten layer, and I used our green topaz ink to just edge all the pieces of paper, so that it drew it into that lovely pearlescent card underneath there. So literally they've all been inked up. This is the reverse side of the side with the patterns on, so I've gone with a little bit of both. And then again on the back of here I'm going to flick to that dotty tape pen again. You can see how useful these are, and again just on the back of here lots of little dots just on that back, just to make sure that we've got something to stick it down with. And then what I tend to do just around the edge, I think this one's nearly on the way out as well now. I get through these like a phenomenal rate. But just round the edge to make sure it's sealed, I do tend to come in with that wet glue again. And all the little leaves that are sticking out of the edge, I'm just going to literally dot a little bit of wet glue just to make sure that there's a complete seal. As I say, I think my tape pen's sort of on the way out. All right, gets a lot of use. So just every now and again, we'll just add that little bit in there.
Just whilst you're gluing, I can reveal the demo of the show. What do you think it is?
Oh, no, I wouldn't like to guess. I would say between number 1 and number 4.
Correct.
I think number 4 with the snowman. Our Georgina's going number 4.
It is.
Yeah,
number
it's different
4.
that one, isn't it? It's different.
It's number 4. So just while Jan is just placing that down, we can quickly get the vote going on the demo of the day. We'll quickly show you these. So card number 1 is Jan's card that she made earlier on this morning on Wake Up Call with the beautiful dies and stamps from the Enchanted Dreams collection. So that is number 1. Number 2, of course, is this amazing card which we did on Craft Along, the Happy New Year card, which I just think that's my fave because I was sort of involved with Jan on the show making my own version of that card. So that's my nomination, but it's entirely up to you. That's number 2, and then number 3, of course, is the really cool snowman card with those cut and emboss folders that you just voted for. So 1, 2 or 3, you got 5 minutes.
Right, so all I've done there is just add a little stamp sentiment that just says good luck. Again, you know, if you're giving somebody a gift, it could be a good luck because they're going away, be good luck they're doing an exam or something like that, whatever you wanted to pop in there. Taken the liner off my tape, and again, I'm just going to join those pieces together. You know, you've seen us do the boxes now. They're fairly straightforward to put together. And then I've already popped my base together to pop this on top, and I've cut a piece of that beautiful paper just to fit inside there in the bottom, and then when we pop these together you've got a lovely little gift box which actually showcases that lovely entwined vines panel die there on the front, just with that little bit of shimmer from the gilding wax there. But again, really simple to do and much nicer, I think, than the ones that you can buy in the shop.
Oh yeah.
You know, it's a nice bit of tissue paper with a gift wrapped in there, maybe a piece of ribbon wrapped round it. I just think, you know, the ones in the shops are very generic and they can charge you a fortune for them as well.
And you can very rarely find the actual size that you want.
Or the colour that you fancy, you know, and it's like you end up settling for something that wasn't quite what you wanted. Get the gear out and literally go for it and design it with what you know, either what you're putting in it or who you're sending it to in mind. So yes, very quick one to finish off there with those entwining vines.
Do you know what, it's quite funny actually, because there's a lot of comments coming through going, I vote for number 5. That wasn't in the vote. It wasn't in the vote, but yes, we appreciate how beautiful that is, but we've already got the demo of the show, and the demo of the day vote is now underway. I tell you what, let's have a quick look at the full collection that you're going to get with your layering delicate panel die collection. We've had a good look at these right throughout the show. They've been super popular. I think just value for money wise, they are absolutely phenomenal. I'll show you a couple of samples that I've got over this side. I didn't get one of the butterflies out, so if Jan's looking for a butterfly one, that'd be good, because I don't have one to show you this side. I can show you though a beautiful finished sample with the one that we've just seen, those beautiful entwining vines. Again, really simple card, but so effective. Just your mats and layers there, one pass and cut through of the entwined vines, adding on a beautiful sentiment and a lovely little embellishment. That is a really stunning, simple card, and that's the whole point about these. Again, you can be as expressive and over the top as you want. You can be as stripped back and as simple as you want to. If you remember that craft along from a few weeks back, this is the die, the beautiful peacock feathers that Jan used to create that amazing slide and pop card. And again, here, just using different colours to create that gorgeous, almost sort of ombre effect, adding some beautiful embellishments there to create the sparkle. That's a really gorgeous way of using those peacock feathers. Again, super versatile is this collection. And then the last one that you've got, the perfect peonies, and again, I really love the card that you've got here. Just using the gorgeous papers from the that's the Knitwit Blooms and Grace collection, if I'm not mistaken. Creating that focal point with the actual layering die itself. Really, absolutely beautiful little sentiment. Little embellishment on there. Very beautiful card. £35.08 if you're platinum today for that full collection. Don't forget also adding into the deal your 16 sheets of Nina cardstock as well. It's $43.60 if you're a Club Inspire member and shopping with us in the States today as well. I think Jan has got some finished samples with this collection just to have a look through. Have you got a finished butterfly one over there? Because
I have. I picked a couple of those out for you, Ben, seeing as we'd not seen that one. So let me just pop those to one side. But again, you know, lovely in the sense that all these gorgeous little butterflies, literally all the wings pop out from that die. So you can see here where we've popped a slightly different colour underneath, but all those wings just lift out to give it some real dimension there. You can see where they're all flicked up there. So that's done in one colourway, but they're taking it onto a more pastel palette. Just look how different that one looks, and it's exactly the same die.
It's unbelievable.
And that's what I love about these, you know, depending on what colour scheme you use, you know, what cardstocks you use, how you present them, they can look very, very different. So that was the butterflies, and then in that set you've also got those. I mean, how stunning does that look? That's using some elements from that masquerade paper pad there, and again popping the acetate, absolutely beautiful there. And then we've got that lovely perfect peonies. Again, these are great for popping the acetate behind and making your shaker cards. And then again, very autumnal with those leaves this time, just popping them as a centerpiece on your stepper cards. So that was the layering panel dies. And then I've just picked up a couple again of those apertures, because these are really cute again. So these again are in that tall, thin sort of concept that we designed them. But again, just adding those little characters in there, I just think finish them off nicely. And again, you know, like we did with the other one, you've got the gift boxes, but again, look how bright that looks. So just be you, absolutely perfect, just to pop it again in a little gift box for you.
Fantastic. Just to show you as well the full collections that you've got on the embossing folder. So you've got two collections. If I just show you the boards that I've got here. So you've got the 6-piece set, all right? So this one here is your slimline cut and emboss folders with the 6. Okay, so you've got the beautiful butterflies in here, beautiful detailing in the background with the butterflies as the focal point. And again, if you want to snip into these, if you want to be able to cut these and then add on again, you've got the ability to do that. These are so super versatile. These ones are your flourishing flowers. You've then got the beautiful spring blooms. Again, these beautiful flowers coming to the fore. You've got all the stems and leaves in the backgrounds, and there's the beautiful sort of detailing of the spots there too. And then you've got your interlocking cut and embossed folders with the circles. You've then got those hearts as well, which we saw earlier, and then the amazing interlocking squares. That's one deal with 6 elements in it, all right? We've got the other collection, which is the trio. So this one comes with your beautiful circles. You've also got the squares there with the chevron detailing in the background, and then you've got the hearts as well. So that is a separate deal, those 3, for £23.98 or $27.12. However, I'll reiterate again, if you like one of those and 2 of those, you can mix and match, or 2 of those and 1 of those. You can mix and match between the 2 bundles and get 2 for £33 or 2 for $39. It is entirely up to you. And we're just going to have a look at some more finished samples from this collection with Jan. It's all about the hearts tonight.
So again, you know, I've said it earlier, but these are superb for those shaker elements, because you've got those apertures cut in there, piece of acetate behind it, or even a piece of vellum, and you've got that perfect sort of reason there to be popping your shaker pieces, whether they're sequins or beads or little bits of die cuts, whatever you fancy in there, just to make those shaker pieces. So that was the hearts. Again, I've just pulled this one shaker again. There's a lot of the design team went for those shaker elements, but again, using that one landscape, like we said, you know, it lends itself, they can be turned either way, and again, that's got those gorgeous blue sequins in there, so just to celebrate on that one. And then, you know, bringing in those inks again. So just, you know, working with those water reactive inks in the background, and then again you've got those gorgeous lift up wings. So we've just put some glitter card behind there. beautiful.
Fab.
And then I had to show this one again because I think this is so striking with those spring blooms. So again, black cardstock in the background with the gilding wax just to highlight the embossing, and then it's been painted over here with one of the marker pens, and then the flowers again just lifted out with that extra die cut to add the red. That pop of red in there is just beautiful, really, really pretty. So that's just a few of that collection again there for you with the slimline cut and emboss folders.
What a show! What a show! I cannot believe we are almost at the end. We've got the votes reveal of the demo of the day. Big thank you to all of the lovely comments coming through. Massive thank you to our Susie as well on the socials, who's been awesome tonight. Loved all of the fun, loved all of the interaction. So thank you for that tonight. Massive thank you to all of the team as well working here. John and also Tracy, George Squared in the gallery. But I hear you cry. What was the winner of the demo of the day? Well, Jan did win, although Carol Ann said Ben's card from earlier would get my vote today also, thank you. But I'm going to revel in Jan's victory today because the winner of the demo of the day, yes!
Well, the craft along.
The craft along.
Thank you very much,
was the
guys.
narrow winner. But really, really super. I love that, Jan, and that will go up onto our Crafty Walk of Fame, and it could be you getting another start on the board on the vote at the end of the week on Sunday. Jan, loved it today. Are we seeing you back before Christmas?
Yes, I've got one more show before Christmas, which is on the 20th, I believe, so a little gap. And I've got a foil press special coming up just before Christmas, yes, so watch this masterclass coming up for that one, and I think I'm here for Wake Up Call that day, and I can't remember any more than that.
Well, we will look forward to it,
yes.
Bunches. Thank you, Mary Pat, who says, what a fabulous day of inspiration. Jan, Ben, Susie and team, thank you, Bunches. And Fred171 says, another great show. Thank you, Jan, thank you, Ben, Susie and team, and all at Crafters TV. Thank you to you for watching. Don't forget, you've got not very long to check out your baskets for those Gemini machines. 25% off. It ends 8 a.m. tomorrow morning here in the UK. I'll see you tomorrow with Debbie Robinson. Bye.